Hello there, Mike the MC, bringing another self-care video. You may take what I don't need. What do I mean by this? The idea behind this theme, is the sort of thing where, okay, say someone's trying to bully you. Someone's trying to get under your skin. Somebody wants to kind of put themselves on top of the scoreboard over you. So what they are trying to do is to draw you off sides, to have you make the mistake. Have you be the one to be caught red-handed when it was always them who was the culprit, wanting to make you look like the fool in front of everybody else. And that's the thing. I think many of us can fall into the situation in many parts of life. And the inspiration came not just from work, but really more of as an idea of what I've been thinking about the other night, about how maybe people, example would be like relationships, etc., or maybe friendships, and people are trying to want you to do something and say something even, and I'm like, wait, hold on. I don't mean to do that. I don't mean to do this in front of other people. I don't mean to say that in front of others. And all of a sudden now you're accusing me of saying that in front of the rest of the crowd. And you think, man, what a dirty tactic. What a dirty way of making someone look like a fool. And so just thinking about those kind of events from the past, thinking about the guilt trips, the pressures, the loss of trust, to where you no longer trust people around you, see, and the fear and the self-doubt, they all come hand in hand. They really do. The self-doubt and this idea of being set up as a trap to trip over something that it wasn't your fault. And you think, okay, how is this all related? The thing is, our enemies want us to trip. They want us to trip so that way they look like they are the hero in the story. So that way it's that they are clear of anything of what they were doing, so that way it was your fault the whole time. And you think, man, okay, what is it that I can do to get myself out of the box, out of the situation, out of this idea that, oh man, I now have many enemies now that I see in real life all the relationships that people are trying to set me up with, where, okay, maybe they weren't gonna be the right one for me or whatever, etc., and now all of a sudden the slandering and the stories come about. How many of us have been in that case, that situation, where all of a sudden it's like, man, people are now talking behind your back, making stories about you, accusations, or even at work and your career in life, and like people are saying, oh, he would have been a great person if he had pursued his dream and passion this way. She would have been a great leader if she had only stuck to her strengths and not follow this other person's idea, or if only she had not made that terrible crime in her life, or his crime, etc., and you think, man, this is so relatable in many ways, right? Well, we could call this is hypocrisy, the one who's trying to make us look like the bad guy, so that way they are safe from the criticism that should be delivered to them. All right, so how do we become the scapegoat in these situations? But then how can we get out of it? And that is where I'm going with the theme of the video, this idea of kind of using the negative energy against your opponent. So this is what I mean by when I say, you may take what I don't need. All right, you may take my anger. You may take my hatred right now of you in this moment that you want me to feel, because you feel like I should be talking to you right now just because you want a relationship, etc. Or you want me to talk to you right now because you feel you have something more to offer with a workplace opportunity. All right, you want me to be angry and feel guilty that I didn't take that opportunity. All right, you can take the anger, but you won't take my happiness. You could take my bitterness, but you won't take my joy. All right, you can take the worst side of me, but you won't take my best side, because the best is for me and not for you. And that is the thing you are always after, because you wanted that to be under your control so that you felt like you were in charge of me. Not so, not so. And that is for all of us to contemplate, to reflect on. And you can get to that level of power, of that mental strength and endurance against other people. They want the best out of you. You think the coworkers are out always to, I don't know, in your best interest. And unfortunately, some of them don't. Unfortunately, we run into bad bosses. Unfortunately, we run into terrible relationships, bad girlfriends, boyfriends, husbands, wives, etc. Right, resulting in divorcees and the slandering, etc. They want that control over us. They want to make sure that we are erased from history, to be erased from our accomplishments, erased of anything good, because the bullies understand that by making us look like fools in front of others, making their skills seem superior over ours, that is what they live by. They don't have a solid foundation. They don't have a solid idea of thinking about what it is they're trying to serve, what purpose. It's all a show for them. A show to look great in front of other people. To use their skills to kind of showcase that, yeah, look at me, I've read this. Look at me, I've studied this. Look at me, did you know this and this can make this and that? And not to confuse that with genuine curiosity and creativity, for people generally want to solve problems. But for those who you can see just want the glamour so that they are trying to put you down with their skills and what they've read, you can see the difference as far as the motives that people have when they're trying to do these sort of self-promoting ideas in front of others. And you are now the target of some sort of, oh, this fool, this naive person, they were slowing us down because they wanted to do this. They were slowing us down because they didn't take the opportunity. They were slowing us down because they weren't not a strong leader. And you can see the pattern. You can see the pattern of the slandering and the hypocrisy of the people trying to put a bad name in front of other people so that you are the one who is taking the fall. And you are not going to come back up because you're not willing to challenge that bully's control over you. But that's the thing. They can take what you don't want, right? Take what I don't need. So I don't need to feel angry right now. I don't need to feel doubt. I don't need to feel this bitterness. I feel happy and genuine right now. So you can take that anger and bitterness from me. Why not? You could take it. Isn't that what you were wanting the whole time anyway? So that way you can have all that bitterness and anger from me, but you won't see me again. I'll be out of your face. I'll be walking away. You won't see me in this town again. You won't see me in this state, this country, this industry ever again. I will run away and go and follow my adventure, taking care of what I need to do. You can have the bitterness for me. That's perfectly fine. And you know what? Every bully needs to understand that the one that they pick on will eventually give them that bitterness out of pure joy. Just so that way they can take that subtle victory, that quick one, but then recognize, wait a minute. Whoa, that person I was bullying, they're now got the upper hand on me because I realized I just lost somebody that I was trying to pick on. I have lost the control over somebody because the one I was picking on is now gone. You see? You could take the power back into your hands. You could take it back by letting them take the negative energy away from you. So in a funny way, right, they want to create a negative situation, but you can give them that negative power back into their own hands. And in a way, it is a backfire. It double crosses them. It really sets them up in the trap when you recognize how to turn that against the bully. When you know how to turn that negative idea, the perception that they're using against you, back to them. So that way they look so foolish now to think, whoa, I think I pushed that guy's buttons one too many times. Now I really am backfired by my own idea on trying to take control over these people. Man, I think I need to take a seat and settle down. And right, the bully starts to question themselves. They start to question their motives. They start to question, whoa, I was not expecting them to jump over the bridge, to make that leap for the next opportunity, or to get out of here. Yet all of a sudden now, we've lost somebody good in our community, lost somebody from our work that could have made a difference. We lost somebody, yada, 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 if they have that conscience. But if they don't have that conscience and they're saying, oh, we're better off without that guy anyway, we're better off without that lady anyway, we're better off without these people. All right, fine. That's the whole point of you giving away what you don't need. They can take your anger. You can give them that bitterness. You can leave them that unsettled idea that, okay, you were not ready to be there in that present moment. You were not feeling welcome in the crowd, in the community, in the business, the co-workers. You weren't feeling welcome, so they could take that unwelcome gift. And you could take back your power by being happy and proud of who you are and moving forward away from the negative energy, protecting yourself from it by valuing who you are, remembering where you came from, and remembering that by questioning, by pondering what motivated you in the beginning to seek that greatness, to seek what it was that you wanted to accomplish in your life, you will regain your footing. You will regain what was possibly lost out of all the negative thinking, the the double minded idea of, oh my gosh, if I'm going to do this, what's going to happen now? If I'm going to go with this direction, what's going to happen to me now? You have overcome the self-doubt by thinking, wait a minute, they can take the negative energy from me. That's all they wanted, was that negative idea and fear, etc., etc. But I'm going to protect myself by letting them take the negative, and I'll take the positive. You are now letting go of two minds, the negative mind, protecting the positive one. And in a way, you're using both of them at the same time anyway, because you're letting one be the defense while the other's the offense. And so here's the thing. They could take what you don't need. And that is a powerful way of thinking about taking care of the negative energy that a bully's trying to put over you. That control. You are the one who is always in control. You are the one who can always master your mind. To master yourself is really the first step of becoming powerful. Knowing who you are, your skills and abilities, what sets you off, the time bomb, what triggers you to make a mistake. And when you recognize what it is that's trying to make you make a mistake, all right, give that negative energy back to the people that are trying to sabotage you. So that way, okay, they can have it, the negative side, but you don't have to have that trigger, that negative thought lingering in your mind. Because you've made it up that you're going to move forward and protect yourself knowing that you are an awesome person. You are awesome. And I validate and approve of what you're doing in life. For those of you who hear this message, don't forget, you're strong. You have all the power within you to stand up for yourself. And you have the power to think creatively. So that way you're not trapped by the bully's mindset. The bully's mindset is limited in how they see anything around them anyway. But yet you're the one who's able to look outside the box to see, wow, there's much more beauty in this world. But yet they're trying to put me in this situation where I feel pressure. You can let them have the negative feeling that you have of that pressure. But you can set yourself free when you find the next opportunity, the next career, the next job, business, etc. And you're able to now share that with other people who really want to find and make a better life for themselves as well in the moment. So don't give up on yourself. Think outside the box. Allow that pressure to dissipate and send it back, the negative energy, to your opponent. And you will find that freedom when you find strength within yourself to let go of the negative, protect the positive, and to protect yourself in the process. Alright everyone, I hope this video finds you well. Be strong and courageous today. I hope this video is a motivational one for you. Don't forget, you can let the bully have the negative side from you, but you can protect the positive side for yourself, so that way it pushes you forward into where you want to go, the direction in life to become an awesome person. Alright everyone, hope this video finds you well. Take care. Have a good one.